Hello and welcome to my review of the Legiones Astartes battle group for Warhammer, the Horus Heresy from Games Workshop. Now, one of these sets would have cost you £125. The reason why I say would have is because it's sold out on the Games Workshop web store. I wasn't aware that it was only going to be available in limited numbers. However, what they did do is they released all of the units in this set, and when I mean all of them, just the two units, the new Mark IIIs and the Dreadnought, separately at the same time, which is a bit unheard of, and they don't really normally, and they don't usually do that. I'm pleased that they did. I hope they continue to do that, especially for something like 40k, where they released the Desolation or Desolator Marines, the Brutalis Dreadnought and the new Lieutenant about 6 months ago or so, and they've only just been released a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, we've had a long time to wait for those. If you've been holding off for a Lieutenant and you still haven't been able to get one for years, then now is your time to shine to pick up a Lieutenant. But anyway, memes aside, this set is fantastic. It's a great value set. £125. I think in my unboxing, I want to address it right now, I did make a mistake, and I said that it included 3 sets of 20 Space Marines. I guess I was just so excited that I was able to get hold of a set. It doesn't. It includes 1.5. So one set of 20 Mark III Space Marines and a set of 10. So that's half of a 20-man set, of course, which means it would be £67.50. So almost 70 quid. For the extra £55, you're getting a £50 Dreadnought and a £55 Land Raider Proteus. So essentially you could look at it that you're getting the Dreadnought for free, okay, if you look at it that way. We know with a third-party discount, I was able to pick mine up for about £90 or something like that. It's important to say now that the Land Raider you're seeing here isn't the one from this particular kit. It's one I built ages ago, last year probably, but it is the same kit that you would get in this set, if that makes sense. Like, I've got the sprues, I just haven't built it yet, but if I built it, it would look very similar to this. It's still a Land Raider Proteus. You've got 3 different options to build the Land Raider in the set. It's not a Land Raider Spartan, but it's still a Land Raider, and it's still actually technically newer than a Land Raider Spartan. Fantastic kits, the vehicles in this. All of the tanks, all the Land Raiders, the Kratos, the Sakarans, they've been fantastic kits. The Dreadnoughts, yeah, okay. Well, we'll talk a bit more about the individual kits later on in the review. Firstly, people ask me to pick up the models and look at them up close and things in these videos, so I need to remember to do that. Let's talk about the elephant in the room first of all, the Dreadnought. So here it is. It's the weakest out of the 3 kits, I think, mainly because of the posability and the options. You're only getting so you're getting 2 different main weapon options. The Anvil Assault Cannons, which are not very good unless you want that long range weaponry. The Plasma Cannonade is I say where it's at. Where it's at is the Arachnus Las Cannon. You've got the different chest weapons, the heavy bolters, the twin-linked heavy bolters, should I say, or the twin-linked heavy flamers. I've gone for the heavy bolters, and then you only get 1 top weapon. It would have been nice finally for them to have made a atomantic pervase or some kind of like little radar shield thing on the top that improved its invulnerable save. They didn't do that for this set, so you've only got 1 top weapon, which, if you know a little bit about Dreadnoughts, you can also have the Boreas missile launchers. This does kind of fit in there if you've got the resin one, but it's a tight fit and not in a good way. So yeah, you've got 2 options there for the main weapon, 2 options for the chest. That's about it. The downside of this kit is its posability. It takes a fair bit to build. I'd probably say the Leviathan takes a bit longer, only a little bit, but it's the fact that the ammunition hoppers they have to be kind of fixed in place, and that I said it in the review, it affects the ammunition. You see there's gaps there, which I need to go over green stuff, and then therefore that affects the pose and the angle that you can put the weapons in, which really does suck, and it's one of the downsides of this kit. I'm not sure whether the plasma, it would have the same effect, because that has cabling, but it's just something to make a note of. Yes, there are cutouts to put magnets, so technically you can swap these weapons out, but it's plastic and there's no room to maneuver with plastic, so you can't just use a heat gun and bend cables and things in place to suit the magnets. It's going to be tricky to do that if you want to hot swap them, and my question is it worth all of that time and effort that you're going to be fiddling about with magnets and things to do that? Yeah, it's really up to you. But you're still going to have such strong magnets to force these weapons in at an angle. And that angle, you can't change the angle once it's in. Once it's in, you're left with that angle because the magnet won't suddenly increase its polarity and you'll be able to push it further. At least by gluing it, you can force the position and then keep it there. And that's the position you've got. Whereas the magnets kind of, affect the position that you're left with. Every time you put them on and off. It's just an important point to make. But the rest of the kit is fine. You've got different front chest options that you didn't have in the resin kit. You've got 3 different chest options, 2 different heads. You've got different knee armour plates. It looks good. It's just let down by the posability in the main weapons. I wish they'd go back to the drawing board and have some kind of flexible weapon system, like what we've got with the Castigator Knight, which I will be reviewing very soon. So that's it. It's all right. It's not worth buying the kit over, and unless you've really been hankering for one of these, it might also be worth waiting to find it in another box set, or even waiting for the las cannon or Volkite variant that is due to release. Considering that the autocannons aren't the best and the plasma cannonade is not as good as the plasma destroyer on a normal predator like this one. Okay, 60-inch range, that one. Anyway, compared to 36-inch, compared to 36-inch. Anyway, the Land Raider, fine. It's a Land Raider. I probably would have preferred a Sakaran and a Predator, or a Sakaran and a Rhino in this set, rather than the Land Raider. Land Raiders, obviously they can transport a decent number of Space Marines, but I would have preferred, maybe 2 Rhinos and a Predator, or a Predator and a Sakaran, or a Rhino and a Sakaran. Just a way for them to shift more of the Sakarans, really. I'm sure they've shifted a lot of these Land Raiders. It's a decent kit. It is a project. It will take you the longest amount of time compared to any of the other kits in this force. It's a lovely kit though. All of the vehicles are, as I've said. Really do like the Land Raiders in Horus Heresy. So yeah, fantastic £55 Land Raider there. One of the best kits here, I think. Then the Mark III Space Marines. They're fine. They're the same size as the Mark VI, and I will say that until I'm no longer here. Just a quick comparison. They're the same size, so they're not going to look too dissimilar with your Mark VIs if you've got some from last year. I can't believe they've been out a year and a half already. It seems like yesterday, and I've painted so many of them. But this is a Sergeant. I think the Sergeant is a bit of an odd pose. You may want to swap out the arms with a more static pose. That's what I'm going to do next time, and give him a fist, and maybe keep the plasma pistol though. They're fine. Their heads look a bit small on them. Their armour is all right. I like the recent characters that Forge World have done, like the Traitor Consul. That's a good use of the Mark III, I think. Did we really need them? I personally think we should have got Mark IIs, because if it's the start of the Horus Heresy, there might be a couple more Space Marines with Mark IIs still. And then I would have filtered in terms of refresh. I would have put Mark IVs above these. Maybe they will do at some point. I can't see why they wouldn't, because as you can see, Mark IVs are now very, very small. They don't fit in the range at all. They're actually smaller than Mark 8s, so there's that. But they're all right. They're not kind of groundbreaking as we would have liked, as we would have expected. They're certainly not as groundbreaking as Mark 6s. I do prefer the leap that we had from the old Mark 3s and the Mark 4s to the Mark 6s. These Mark 3s, yeah, you kind of get less with them, I think. You get the bayonets, but you don't get chainsaw bayonets. You get some extra parts that can be used with the support weapon set right here. So you do get one sprue of that £26 set. I think it's £26, might be 22. I'm not sure on the exact pricing. So you're getting an extra £10 worth of sprues here, and that consists of, these were my spare parts. I'm not going to show you all the spare parts. I've done that in the reviews, but these are all the weapons left over. So I've still got 5 I've still got 5 flamers, 5 Volkite calivers, 5 melter guns. You know, you're getting 6 different support weapons here, assault weapons, which is very nice. You know, I've gone for the rotary cannons. They're probably going to be for Death Guard. I haven't decided yet. I would prefer them not to be for Death Guard. I think Death Guard look better in these stockier, older Mark 3s, the previous edition. But just for the rule of cool, I've gone for rotary cannons, the number of shots and the range, even though they're only strength 3. And then for the other unit of 5, I've gone for plasma guns. Why not? I think they look cool. I can always, you know, proxy them as interemptors, which are Dark Angels, kind of hit squads really with plasma, and they're fantastic. So that's what I've gone for. I've gone for 20 normal Mark III Space Marines. I think the majority will be Dark Angels. They might be Death Guard. I haven't decided. And then I've gone for the 5 with the rotary and the 5 with the plasma. Of course, you don't need to use any of these special weapons if you don't need to, if you don't want to. You can have all 20. You can have all 30 of them with normal bolt guns without bayonets. It's really up to you. Likewise, you can have the, you know, you can have the Dreadnought with the plasma. So you can go for the plasma Dreadnought, you can go for 5 plasma, you can go for 5 melter, and then your 20, or you can have them all as support units. So you could have 6 support units. You could make use of all of these special weapons if you really wanted, and you didn't want any with bolt guns. You know, that might be something if you wanted to, you know, single them out. If you've got a lot of Mark IIIs already and you wanted these new Mark IIIs just to have those special weapons, there's that. And I think they also work with the heavy weapons too. So you can, you know, if you've got heavy weapon sprue lying around, you could use the plasma, you can use the las cannons, things like that. Anyway, I've discussed what I've built these as, you know, their options. I've gone through all of their reviews individually. I think it's a great set. I hope you were able to pick one up in sort of like the time frame. I think a set like this should be available all the time. I think it was great that Games Workshop, the Dreadnought and the Mark IIIs individually at the same time. I think that's a great move. They could have just paywalled it like they've done a lot of their 40k miniatures, and they will continue to do. I think the Land Raider in the kit is fine, although that wouldn't have been my first choice. The Dreadnought is a bit of a letdown out of all the kits here, just with posability more than anything. It still looks all right, but of course, you know, as you know, the pose can alter the whole look of the model. If you're still able to pick up this set and you're on the fence, I'd say don't be. I'd say pick it up straight away, especially if you don't have a Land Raider already and you've always wanted a Dreadnought in some shape, you know, if you've liked the look of them, and maybe you've got a couple of other normal Contemptor or even a Leviathan Dreadnought. How I would improve this set, I would definitely get like a Leviathan to join the Dreadnought to give you some close combat, ability, because none of these units really have that. I would probably opt for a Rhino for the, you know, one of the support squads. I would probably opt for a Predator, maybe a Sikaran, and I would normally say at this point, you know, oh, a flyer, like a Xiphon Interceptor or something, you know, because you haven't got anything anti-flyer in this set at all. But I can't really do that because they haven't released that yet in plastic, but I hope they do. Then you've got your other extra units that you could add to the force, like a Sikaran, like a you know, big Typhon tank, or even a Kratos, something like that. But that's all I've really got to say about this battle group. I think it's great value, especially for anyone that's been waiting for more Horus Heresy releases over the past year and a half. I think it's a great way of bumping up your force. I hope they build on this and they bring out, you know, Mark IIs and definitely upgraded Mark IVs, as well as the different variant Dreadnought. What do you guys think of this box set, and what would you like to see in future for Horus Heresy for 2024? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.